This is hands down one of the most versatile cameras that I have used. And trust me when I say this, I have used plenty of cameras throughout my years of being a videographer and a photographer. But somehow this camera comes with me everywhere. Whether I'm vlogging, filming behind the scenes. So I'm shooting on the Osmo Pocket. We're shooting for clients. This camera delivers. It's small, discreet, and still puts out pro level quality. But you're probably wondering, how do I get the most out of this camera? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly my current settings and how I use it to film my everyday life. But first, let's go wash the car and get a drink. Like I said, I bring this camera everywhere I go. And today I just want to show you guys my simple settings to get the best quality out of this little camera. DJI built the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for creators. It is thought out for a vlogging camera. As simple as it might be, I tend to leave most of the settings on auto. And most of you may be surprised by that, but I think it works the best like that. So we're heading to the car wash. We're going to get a drink, and I'll see you guys back at the house. Guys, welcome back. I have changed, yes, I know, but while I was drinking the ice cap, some of the ice cap fell on my shirt, and well, here we are. Just like I said in the car, I am going to go over my settings of how I optimize and get the most out of this little camera here. So let's just get into it. So, like I said, I tend to shoot everything in Pro with some settings in Auto. And if you want to get into the settings, what you want to do first is slide from right to left on the touch screen. I keep my camera in Pro mode. This unlocks manual control over key settings, but you can toggle on and off from Pro by clicking Pro. That goes into normal, slide it back out, click Pro, and it gives you all the settings that you can manually adjust. Let's talk about exposure. I usually leave it in auto. I leave exposure value to 0.0 EV, which means no overexposure or underexposure. I leave my ISO between 50 and 400, and my shutter speed is always 1/50 to match that cinematic look when I'm filming at 24 frames per second. White balance. I have my white balance in auto most of the time. The camera does a solid job at adjusting colors based on lighting, but if I'm in a fixed lighting situation like a studio or indoor shoot,
I'll switch to manual and dial it in for consistency, but you can flip through white balance, lighter. I just like to shoot always in automatic. Glamour effects, I leave that off. I don't use any of the built-in glamour effects, but they're there if you really want to use that beauty filter type look. Now the Osmo Pocket 3 does have 3 picture profiles, and I use D-Log-M. It gives you the most dynamic range, especially in shadows and highlights. There are 3 profile available. The normal for quick straight out of the camera shooting, HLG, a slightly flatter look to it, and then D-Log, which is the flattest and best for color grading. Here's a quick side-by-side to show the differences between all 3. Focus mode. Keep focus mode on continuous, which tracks subjects as they move, because I tend to vlog a lot and film myself or do a lot of solo filming when I'm traveling. So I just put the camera on a tripod, and when I'm moving it tracks me. But you can also have product showcase, which if you bring anything closer to the camera, it auto adjusts. We have image adjustment, and I tend to keep my sharpness at 0, which gives it that neutral look, and then my noise reduction at -2, which removes the overly smooth artificial look to it. Now, if we want to toggle between these settings and the audio, all we have to do is click this right here. Frame rate and resolution, which is extremely important when filming, and this camera has it all. And DJI did a great job with it. I usually shoot 4K, 24 frames per second. You might ask why I don't shoot 1080p, and it's because you're not optimizing it to its best of its capabilities. And I feel like 4K at 24 FPS is great when vlogging. You can also shoot 30, 60, but I tend to keep it at 24 FPS. 24 FPS gives you that natural motion blur that it feels cinematic. You can also shoot 4K up to 120 to slow down your clips. So if we swipe down, we quickly get into the controls. I leave this on because it's the selfie, which if I turn it around, it quickly tracks me. I leave brightness at 50%, bright enough to see, but doesn't kill the batteries, especially because I don't have the creator package, which I don't have the expandable external battery. If we go in here, we go into the wireless mic, I can connect any of the DJI mics via Bluetooth, very easy, as you see there. The gimbal startup direction, I keep it at forward because I prefer it to face forward when I power it on. I don't want to lose an important moment, and if it's facing me, then I have to pretty much flip it around, and in that millisecond I can miss an important moment. So I like to allow it to face forward. Rotate screen to power off, I keep it at never. So pretty much I keep it off since I often shoot both vertical and horizontal. I don't want it to shut down mid-shoot. So joystick speed, I keep my zoom at 4, which feels right without being jerky. And then my gimbal, I also set it at 4. It gives me a smooth control of motion. Video compression, I leave it at HEVC, especially when I'm shooting D-Log. It keeps file sizes smaller while preserving the quality. Anti-flicker is extremely important, guys. I keep this anti-flicker on auto because I tend to shoot a lot of clients that either have fluorescent LEDs or fluorescent lights. Super useful when filming places like clinics or stores with lighting that isn't consistent. This anti-flicker, if you keep it on, It keeps you from having those black zebra lines. Auto orientation. So this is pretty much how the screen moves. So vertical, horizontal, and toggling between here is landscape for horizontal, portrait for vertical, or auto rotation. And I keep it in auto rotation. Gimbal modes. For vlogging, I use follow, which is extremely good, especially because I'm vlogging more. So I keep it in follow. It keeps the camera stable while still letting it track motion smoothly. And FPV if I want something more dynamic, which rotates freely in all directions.
One last thing before we do wrap up, the Osmo Pocket 3 does allow you to shoot at night, but let's be real, because of its small sensor, it is not the greatest. You do get noise and loose detail within darker scenarios, but for what's its size and what it's built, it does hold on surprisingly very well. Here are some clips that I have shot at night. You guys let me know in the comments below if you do use it in night situations or what you think. And that is it, guys, for my Osmo Pocket 3 settings. It did feel a little bit dry to me, but hopefully for you it was packed with a lot of value. If you did like the color grading in this video, I have dropped my link to the custom LUTs down in the description below. And if this helped you out at all, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, subscribe for more creator tools, vlogs, and camera tips. I'll see you guys in the next one. Love, create, peace.